never see a place that is and what is the first step in 2006? This is one of the best places that I can work. This is talking about some very good. Thank you for the note. It's a very good pleasure to see you. I'm the minister and part of Deutsche Telekom and head of public sector. Let me take you with we are here from the whole Poland, Slovakia, Austria, Hungary. I'm from Romania. I was on the part of Deutsche Telekom, Croatia, Greece, and we also have Macedonia, Montenegro, but not all of them. So they are all leaders that they have utilities, energies, transportation, and I can say we are also focusing on defense. So these are the vertical of the business we have us today with us. Thank you all for joining. Thank you for the mayor for inviting us here. And we have also from Deutsche Telekom some people. We have Anton Petric, she's the Vice President of Deutsche Telekom Europe. And some of my colleagues are here from different verticals of the business, manufacturing, and some other stuff. We are running a business of 4 billion in Europe, and we are one of the most successful units in Deutsche Telekom, growing 5% year-over-year net margin on all the businesses. And what I want to say is that Cosmote MOT is one of the biggest contributors in Deutsche Telekom Europe. And we are glad, and that's why we are here. We have a lot of presentations for today, but at the beginning we'd like to spend some time with you. And agenda is quite packed. In the evening we have a dinner, so we'd like to invite you to the dinner as well to socialize and to discuss. We'll be talking a lot about cities, so if you like to take part in some cities session, we can also discuss about that. And what I want to say, I want to also ask Maria to say a few words. Maria, from 1st of May, I'm very glad to announce, she will be part of my team, responsible for city. She'll be leading the city in the Deutsche Telekom Europe, so all of these countries. Greece is one of the biggest contributors of smart cities, so this is normal to take Maria with us on the Deutsche Telekom. And I'm pretty sure she will be contributing heavily to our growth into our success. And I want also to say that we are doing the smart city business for more than 15 years. I was implementing the first smart city pilot in the city of Bucharest in 2014. I was the first in my country, and we've done it in 4 countries. Greece was part of that. We've done it in Cisco at the time. Croatia was part of that boat, and Slovakia. So 4 countries were starting from 2014. I know Mr. are very active on this part. So your city is very smart, let's say like that. And this is a city of 52,000 citizens, right? So we are looking forward to learn from you. What are your challenges? What are your perspectives? But also, how can we support you? Because for sure we have all the countries from Deutsche Telekom Europe where something is happening. So innovation is everywhere. We have the innovation in the group. So we'll be more than happy to also show you what we are doing in the group. Artificial intelligence, security, end-to-end, cloud, all of this technology, we can highlight that. So Maria, will you say a few words, please?
Yes, thank you very much. From my side, I want to thank you once again, Grigoris, for your warm hospitality here. George said almost everything. Actually, we know each other for a long time, and we have been cooperating very successfully all these years. And it's true that it's one of the municipalities that I admire. You are one of the most successful municipalities because you and your team, you have a clear vision and a very competent team. And actually, this is the best environment for companies like us to implement such innovative and high impact smart city solutions. That is what I can say from my side.
Let me say a few words from my end as well. So I do believe in cities, and we all know that the cities are growing, population are still moving to the cities, and the physical infrastructure is limited. And this is why the technology will play the role. And we like when we have the leaders of the cities, like you, who are the visionaries, who are taking the technology to improve the quality of the life of the citizens. Thank you for that. And thank you that we can learn from you and take this to the other regions.
Okay, officially from my side, I would like to welcome all of you in our City Hall. I'm very, very glad having all of you here today because this is appears with very skilled attitudes towards technology, towards how a modern city should be built. And this is what we do, this is what we need. First of all, to give you some introductory things, as Maria said, we're working together with Cosmotel for many, many years. This is our third term as a municipal authority, meaning that we are running actually our third term. We were elected 12 years ago. This is the heart of the city, the City Hall. We're very glad to have such a building with a nice view. Actually, last night we had a municipal council that lasted till almost midnight. But believe it or not, in this area, due to the positive energy of the area, we don't have serious debates or quarrels. Everybody is relaxed, even the opposition. It's like a natural tranquilizer. Okay, so we're getting advantage of it to pass all our policies without major frictions. Our city is mainly a city that concentrates in habitat and in high-end tourism. We don't have commercial centers. Actually, we don't want to have commercial centers. Commercial centers for us is like the sun. The sun, you need to be close to have the heat of the sun, but not too close because you will get burned. So we prefer to have the Unicom project, which is approximately 7-8 kilometers away, which is developing, or Lipava or other centers, instead of having all this fuzz in the city, in the heart of the city, something that is not very, let's say, productive, creates a lot of sub-activities that they are not very well correlated with what we believe as a livable city, where people come here to grow their children, to have open spaces, to have green spaces, to have facilities, to have all what it gives in the modern terminology, the sense of a viable, sustainable, walkable city. Actually, this is our vision. We have managed to trick our citizens, and this is why on the last elections we are getting voted from the first round with percentages. We have not yet passed the North Korean leader, but we're close to it. We are on the 75% first round regime. We have a 20% to grow in the next election in 2028. But we're trying our best. And I'm mentioning this because I believe, and we believe as a team, that it is very essential to grow trust. When we were elected back in the first September of 2014, we were elected on the second round with 8 votes difference from our opponent. This was not a close run-up; it was luck. And you know, you can understand how close is when more than 40,000 people are voting. What means on the second line 8 single ballots. And from the first day, we try to build the trust not only with the citizens that were against us, but also with the people that they were leaders of this group of opponents. And actually, if you ask me what was our greatest success the last years, is what my opponent back in 2014, which was a very, very strong opponent, because he had a lot of local strength. In our area, 80% of the Greek GDP lives here. 80%. And we're talking about industrialists. We're talking about almost 100% of the Greek ship owners. We're talking about a very strong foothold of the Church of Greece, which is a very, very serious component in all Balkanian peninsula, but especially in Greece. So the other part had a lot of hands-on those very, very valuable and very, very powerful groups. So after the 5 years first term, I think the most flattering thing that I've ever read on the press that had to do with running the city was the statement of my opponent in 2015, when he was asked if he would run for mayor again in the 2019 election, when he said that, listen guys, I will not run because the city has a mayor and a good one. So this was the greatest endorsement, because with this guy and his people, we had a series of friction, tensions, a lot of let's say, public and private discussions on all aspects of municipal life and activities on a quite tense level. So I'm making this introduction to mention to you, to pass to you from the political spectrum, how important it is to gain trust. We believe that it's better to say less and perform more than trying to build up hope, which will vanish in the coming years. It's going to be cloud that will be spread out without any significant change. So this is what we did. We did that internally in order to measure our strengths and capacities, and then we did that externally on the citizens, on the inhabitants of the suburb. As I told you, we do have very high-profile people living here, so their demands, what I say many times, is an instance that will pass unnoticeable in another municipality could create third world war here in the city, because mistake is not an option. Lack of attention is prohibited. You need to perform on the task 100% on a daily basis, 24/7, without any excuse. The city is not just 52,000 inhabitants as were counted in 2021, because in 2021 we had a hybrid count process, which didn't work very well, because the people that were involved headcount in cities were not so much hands-on. According to our estimates, and that has to do with the water and electricity meters and the building areas, it's approximately 70,000 people, which in summertime goes up to 115,000 people because of the summer houses that we facilitate here, and also the tourist and the high-end hotels that we do host in our area. So we consider ourselves as a medium-sized but high-demand city. In my capacity as a mayor also, I do have the duties, I'm executing the duties of the first vice president of the National Association of Municipalities here in Greece. We had a very lengthy discussion with Tatjana when we were in Barcelona about what this means, and believe it or not, it means a lot of good things and a lot of bad things in the same package. So I will allow me to enter into the real interesting and important stuff. First of all, as Maria said, we're working with Cosmote for many years. Our theory, initial theory, was that we have to make an effort. During this effort, we may fall down. And this is what the cities are afraid to do. They're afraid that they will try something that will not work. And they will underwrite a failure. All the big global achievements happened after a series of failures. A series of failures. Harry Potter, the book that is a breakthrough book, the writer of Harry Potter had 17 denials before Harry Potter was approved and became the bestseller of the millennium. But she tried and failed and stood up and tried again. In the political sphere, we are afraid to destroy our image. Oh, we're investing with professor here in AI application, very advanced. And what if it fails? We could have spent some euros, thousands of euros, and the project will be unsuccessful. So the opposition or people that they want to underestimate us will come back and say that we were wasting valuable municipal funds. But if you don't do that and you try to be a knight with a shiny armor, riding a white horse all the time, this story does not pay. Because you will still continue walking around on your white horse, producing only horse hooves, nothing else. Nothing else. You have to try to change, if you are a knight, your weapons, your force, the walking style, the path that you follow. You will break your sword. You will damage. You will break the pavement, but you will make a change. And this is what management of change means in the political sphere. And this is what we do. We called, and of course Cosmote was the first to appear without any hesitation, guys, we are an open exhibition for everything. Come here to try your innovations, your projects. Okay, we'll participate on the cost because nothing is for free in this world, but be here and we'll do it together. We have run in the digital, let's say, sphere and and the sustainability and environmental, let's say, palettes, more than 250 projects. How many are workable? 42. Are there enough? More than enough. Can we handle them? Barely. But this is what we call success and how we perceive success. We're not afraid to put our hands in the dirt. We're doing it every day, not only in technology, but in every aspect, in the social aspect, in the infrastructure aspect, everywhere. We can fight everyone with no reason. This is good also. It burns you, but at the same time opens roads and gives opportunities. If you're a sitting duck, you will be served last. As a sitting duck has to live with. So, we are not building an image by doing the shiny armor knight. We're doing it with hands-on, and we're demanding funds, responsibilities. We're demanding areas that has not been explored so far to be explored by us and the people that are working along with us. And this is very, very essential. And I think, if you ask me, this is the ingredients of success on whatsoever. Not AI, but my people have created a sort of a presentation here. They know after so many years how I think. So they write close to what I would write for myself. But they write a lot. Technical, let's say, notes, which are not, Nicholas is laughing, but this is reality. Technical notes that they are not very easily understandable by the people that this technology and this effort targets. We believe that technology is the mean to drive yourself and your effort somewhere. Is not your aim should not be just to announce that you are involved in technology and you have technology here. Okay, what do you do with this technology? How useful is this for the day-to-day operation? How you have advanced the response of the city towards the needs of the citizen on measurement of speed, measurement on meaning speed means more or less quantity and quality of job of work that you deliver to the people, and at the same time on the other side of the equation, which is the cost. I wish we were Fort Knox. Fort Knox is not very well lately, but okay, taking it from the history books. But we're not. We have limited budget. We have very, very limited access of funding centrally, because unfortunately, and believe it or not, I'm saying this belonging to the central right party of the country, which is the governmental agent nowadays. The government, not only this one, all previous ones also. I will give a type of a slang word, doesn't give a shit about us. And this is reality. We are underfunded. We have limited interference in the decision-making centers, and we are left alone. What is the policy? The policy is, okay, put them in the picture, so when the shit would hit the fan, as the Americans said, we have someone to blame. This is reality about the Greek, and I'm saying this, I said this to the European Union Assembly also. This is reality. On a 2.5 billion project, which is civil protection investment, municipalities were funded zero. On another fund, they get 45 million. And because they get this 45 million, the central government always says it is responsibilities of the cities. Hey, hello, wait, you are utilizing 2.1 billion euros. And you are providing to me as a beggar 45 million. And I have the responsibility. I don't have the manpower. I don't have the means. I have the will to participate. Give me the tools to do my job. And this is a repetitive thing that happens in all aspects. I don't know if the same thing exactly happens in your countries, but unfortunately, the municipalities in Greece historically are not being treated as a partner, are treated as servants that will do the dirty job, which is not the problem of being fair or unfair. The problem is this effective and efficient to grow our cities to where we want? And the answer is definitely no. So it is a political thing that does not have colors or political theories behind. It has one standing, and this standing is political surviving. If we give to the cities, to the municipalities, to the mayors, to everybody involved in the city affairs, which they do have a supreme political influence in their areas, funds and resources to perform their job, they are becoming dangerous opponent and threat. So there is always this competition clause that keep us outside the loop. Few of us, not many, we have 332 municipalities in Greece. We do have 30 or 40 municipalities that are rebellious. And these 30, 40 rebellious municipalities, which is from the whole spectrum, from big cities to small islands of 135 inhabitants, we're trying to make a change to what is happening now. Because what is happening is not productive, is not efficient, and does not lead us where we want. Because the stream should be big in order to change things. They decided on the digital sphere, and because there was part of it with the last funding, they provided approximately 200 million in order to digitize the cities, 240 million. And what happened there? The Ministry of Digital Reform, or the Greek ministries are changing names like the people that are doing the grand thefts. They're changing the names before they go to jail. Alex and Road, Manesis, and this is how the Greek ministers change their names every year or so. So the Ministry of Digital Transportation did what? Created a caste, an iron shirt that tried to wear in all 332 municipalities of Greece. You will do this, and this. And the question is, why? How? I mean, they gave us a sort of a choice. They gave us 30 possibilities that we should choose 20. 30, let's say, small clusters from which we should choose. But we were not left by ourselves to decide what the city really wants. We need the minister and the deputy minister and the general secretary and all the officials to create this cast. So you have both your hands and your legs on the cast, and then they tell you, okay, now go and run 100 meters circle. You will never run. You will never end up the race. And this is what is happening. Out of 332 municipalities, in this funding, we have less than 20 municipalities that have finalized what the ministry demanded and implemented to us. There is a song, a very famous song, when I was a teenager here in Greece, which says, φοβάμαι για όλα αυτά που θα γίνουν για μένα χωρίς εμένα. Meaning, I'm so much afraid for all those that will happen for me in my absence. And this is the case. This is the case. So, giving you the whole frame where we have to move, I'll try to give you some, let's say, examples of what we have managed to do so far and what we're dreaming to do. Because, you know, they will not let us down. And we're not willing to surrender. We're not willing to surrender, even if we stay alone. Because otherwise, it won't be a failure for us as an administration. It will be a failure of the system. And when we were voted here, not me, everybody, all the mayors and the municipal authorities in Greece, we get a mandate. And also, we swear that this mandate will be executed 100% from us. And we should work on it. This is what we're doing. This is how we're trying to bypass all the problems and all the difficulties and all the backholes that the system creates to us on a daily basis. Actually, not on a daily basis, on an hourly basis. Something else happens in the morning, which is being changed at the midday, and next morning you have something different. Isn't it? So, for us, we do have a lot of applications. Some of them will be demonstrated to you later on a very advanced system that we have created along with Cosmote and MDOT. It was a very difficult project. Actually, we were fighting every Monday and Wednesday with all of them, and then next Wednesday we were friends again. This project was very difficult to tackle. Finally, we made it, and not really, we didn't just made it. It works also, and this is the good news. We have a system that is an advanced system on waste management, on smart bins, on intelligent bins that not only give us a lot of savings, not more than 32% of the previous cost, but it gives us also quality garbage collection, meaning that the city, on the areas that we have deployed the system, because it's not yet on a 5,500 beans scale, we are almost on a 2,500. It gives us much better results. So people, they don't see garbage all around the beach because it is overfilled. And this is monitored with technology, and this gives us heads up information in order to go on a priority basis and to empty those waste bins. This is one very, very big project. We have another very important thing that we built it, and when we built it after It was 2022 had a wildfire which burned some significant area up in the hills of our city, threatened the main side of the city, meaning houses and cars and infrastructure. So what we did, because my profession, I have studied a lot of things, but actually my profession, which I still keep, is I'm an airline pilot. I'm a captain of big freighters at the present time. Actually, I'm carrying all Temu items from China to Europe. It's me, if you order something, you give me a code, I will tell you when the shipment arrives. So, having this aviation background, we designed a system where technology, meaning early warning, would be something helpful for us to deploy our means on a better way. Our municipality has its own fire brigade. We are not obliged, we don't have the funds, but we do have greater strength. We have 19 vehicles, we have 20 permanent workers and 45 seasonal. We're investing heavily because if fire happens or flood on a great scale happens in our city, what you see here on the peninsulas and the character, what the city looks like, will be destroyed in no time. The fire will end up at the beachside. So we're investing a lot. We're getting not more than 120,000 euros a year from the state, and we're investing almost 1.5 million from our own money in order to develop and to sustain and to enhance and to extend and to expand this sort of technologies which we feel that is necessary for fire and other civil protection items. So we created, we asked the private sector, because we cannot do this by ourselves, and we have a certain task. We cannot manage beaches, we cannot fly on a 24-hour basis advanced drones. We need to have a centralized and administrative core activity that we do ourselves, and then to outsource to other vendors that they do have know-how and they are willing to get our request, dash advice, to build something new. So we created this control center, which we will visit later on. And it was summer 2022. Actually, in this room here, we had the Minister of Civil Protection, with the Chief of Fire Brigade. We had everybody, which they sent 2 weeks after. Some high-profile officers of the Fire Brigade. They looked at the system like that, in a very, the experts. They closed the door and left, and we never heard from them again. Said, okay, we'll do it ourselves. And since then, and by enhancing the system, by involving our manpower, we put some Hollywood in it there. We put cameras on the trucks, like the police cars in the US with cameras here, cameras there, drones, we fill up the whole thing with cameras, and we just get information. In the beginning, we didn't know what to do with this information. But slowly, start, adding up. And we're very proud and lucky that since July 2022, 2 months almost after this big fire, we managed to extinguish with our own means more than 250 wildfires or urban fires in the first 3 to 5 minutes from when they happen. Because we have early warning. Actually, an event that I will briefly tell you, it was August of 23, and you know what the drone sees. Me and some other people of the municipality can have view on their mobile phones, on the smartphones. And it was approximately 5:30 in the morning, and my phone rang. I was sleeping actually. It was Saturday morning, and we have been in a club night the previous night. You know, it was a bit problematic, some dancing, some Uzo and Regina, you know, and said, Mayor, we have a problem. We have a lot of fires. So I said, no, 5:30 in the morning, a lot of fires. If someone that has a weird voice, this is my best man that is joking at me at 5:30 in the morning. So I replied to him on the same manner. You know, you shut up, you never have to, it's 5:30 in the morning. Said, no, it's from the... So what had happened that morning? And it's unbelievable. It's a phenomenon that I have read in the meteo books when I was an aviation student, but I have never really experienced it. We had the so-called dry thunderstorms. What happened with dry thunderstorms? From 5 o'clock in the morning till 6:45, we have 275 thunderstrikes within the area of the municipality, which was just electricity, no water, no humidity, of 500,000 volts each and above. This meaning that it was raining fire. So the poor guy that has his drone flying, when we, after the beating, I relaxed, I think, show me the picture. I opened up my camera and I saw on 7 different places surrounding our city, fires, huge fires. I mean, pine trees being burned. This is the Dante's hell. How will tackle it? And at the same time, you can understand that you cannot get outside all your manpower and vehicles because you don't know what thunderstrike will mean. I mean, how I will get the fire trucks up in the hills where we have continuous thunderstrikes. In order to make the long story short, after 15-20 minutes, the thunderstrike stopped, and we managed to tear down those flames in 6 different places with the guidance of this drone and a second one that took off in less than 20 minutes by guiding our trucks and the fire department trucks that came behind us in 20 minutes. I talked with the Minister of Civil Protection to prepare the planes if the fires would, let's say, expand and threaten the city. Everything was well prepared, and we finished with this thing in 20 minutes. 7 big wildfires surrounded the city, and this was the greatest test of this in-house system that we built along with the vendor who was following our directives and our discussions. What happened in the continuation? The same mayor, the minister that saw what happened in these 20 minutes, brought the chief of fire brigade on May next year for a demo, daytime and nighttime, here in this small bunker that we have our control and command station, and they ordered 75 of those and spread them around Greece. And then this year, this 75 became 120. So we started not by accident, but actually by eagerness to prevent something that cannot be easily prevented, and we end up having 125 or 128 control and command centers throughout Greece, paid by the government. They pay everything, everyone except us. We're paying our own. But when you eat here in Greece, your appetite opens. So we went 2 steps further on this thing. And we have here a professor, Arimtoti from the University of Athens, that she has created a magnificent application that we joined on what we do here, joint forces. The system is called Riades, and she will present it later, where she has managed on all those digital images from cameras or from drones to put all the landscaping with what sort of material is there, houses, trees, forests, and incorporate prevailing and historic and actual weather conditions, and project and forecast what will be the movement of the fire in the next 5, 10, and 15 minutes and 1 hour. So this system is being, we're building it along with other allied forces, let's say, and we're making it greater. And because being a man coming from the aviation, I know, and this goes also to your field, it has, the human factor is always unpredictable. The mistake is incorporated in all our activities. And maybe the guy that is flying the drone saw his girlfriend talking with a stranger on the phone, and he's not 100% focused on what he's doing, and he is missing some smoke that should be detected through the AI of Miss Salonisiotti as a fire. What do? We're sitting on the flames? No. We bought and we're installing now a series of cameras, advanced cameras, which are digital. It's a combination digital, thermal, and plasmatographic cameras in one, which after a study we made, we can monitor 24/7, 94% of the area of the municipality, with advanced AI, which can correlate between barbecue smoke and actual heat coming out of the fire. Check by turning the second system on the fire, analyze, and gives a warning. So the in-lab operator of the drone that underperforms that night doesn't need to fly the drone. The drone will be down. And when the warning comes from the AI system with the grounded cameras, then the drone operator will fly his drone to the area of the destruction and give us real-time footage. So, by having the drone capability, by having advanced AI machine and tooling from the university, and having these cameras, very complex and advanced system, I think that we are very close to have not, let's say, 1,000% proof system, but something that does not exist on the municipality's operation, and maybe at the state level for the time being. And this is something that we really invest on for our own protection. A second thing that we did is, of course, this we're stealing work from you, because we wanted and we created our own network to transfer data, because we do have a lot of sensors. We have the sensors that deal with the waste management and the smart bins. We have parking sensors. Now we are putting some environmental sensors, and this data transfer it can be very expensive. So we put this LoRaWAN network in the city. It's the first LoRaWAN network in Greece. It's operational, 100% tested. So this is our prime network mean. And secondary, we do have the 5G available here. So all our sensors, they do have two capacities. Mr. Venizelos knows well how difficult this is. We have the LoRaWAN sensor, which is the prime one, and we have the 5G sensor, which is the secondary, as a default, let's say, system. The third, as I told you, it is a smart waste bin. It is an operational system. We have 6,500 smart waste bins that we have to put this sensor. This is a very comprehensive sensor. It sends the heat, the location, the opening or closure of the cover, and definitely the filling level on volume and not on weight. If we have a 60%, 60, isn't it? We have around 60%. This system organized collection only on bins that they are full more than 60%. Because if you empty a bin of which is 100% and a bin that is 15%, this takes you the same time and the same energy. So you're spending time and energy in order to remove a bin which is almost empty, because you don't know it. And you cannot trust someone that just opens a bin, gets a look and closes. So this system gives unique routings to garbage collection. So every driver doesn't have a scheduled, let's say, route. It has an iPad that tells the truck number 3 which is the routing and which bins should be emptied tonight. And if the weight is not adequate, because we don't want our bins, our trucks to leave half empty, we're weighting it with some pressure switch, and we are rerouting oppositely by lowering the 60% to 50% or to 40% in order not to send the truck empty to the landfilling or for any other waste management treatment. It's a we're very happy with this. This is a project with our municipality, of Mote, and of Mr. Venizelos and MDOT, which is very important, and it's an expandable project. The other one, we have created a city app, because we do have a lot of things which, we have our let's say, waste management on the project that we're using for the selection in source. We do have an application. We do have an application with a shared system, a shared car system. We do have an application for there were 4 or 5 applications a year. So what we did, we took all our applications and the information that we have on the main web page, which is now actually under, we're reforming it and we are incorporating a lot of AI, and we created a city app. So when you enter the city, you can have all the information that you want about the news, the certificates. You can issue all your certificates being remote. We don't want this because we are political figures and we want to see you face by face in order to gain your vote. But technology is our top priority. The mobility, what is happening with all the bicycle routes that we are creating, the municipal bus, the state bus routes, e-democracy concerning voting, local voting about interesting things, all the civil protection, even gives alarm where the people have to be, let's say, gathered in a state of emergency, depending the state of emergency and depending the area. And of course, all the social things. So we have managed to gather this thing all together, and it's something very convenient. The other one is, as I said before, the car sharing system. We have, the electric bikes. We have, which is common share. We have cars, small electric cars, and also we have traditional bikes on interesting, strategically, let's say, spread it within the city, with all of them are being, let's say, controlled by one application, which is now part of the big city application. We have an application also, which is a long-standing, actually 10, 11 years, but we are very proud because we feel that we were the launch customer of this application. Most of it was tailor-made for us, and this is a citizens request and reports system. We have approximately 120,000 citizen requests per month. And the good thing with this system is that we have the capacity and the capability to respond back. If someone reports that we do have some burned lamps on the street, and we have a problem because we don't have, the process of buying lamps is on the way. We're going back to him, said, this is the problem. It will be fixed in 15 days. And this is very, very positive for them because they don't feel neglected. They feel that we do have a dedicated office here outside my office that replies to the people on what or gives explanation or responds immediately with the technical bureaus about preparation. Over here we have the digitalization of municipal archives. Everything is digitalized. The archives physically have been moved outside the municipality on a storage area being archived on boxes by category, by subject, by everything. We have digitized them, and we have 3 search machines on top where you can download all those papers by these very, very effective search machines, search engines. And if you want a hard copy, if you request it today, tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock, every morning at 8 o'clock, we do have a delivery that all prototypes, requested documents, are being shipped from an area close to the airport. They're coming to our municipalities. We save space, a lot of space, for the municipality, for the city hall, and also we became more efficient. Then we went to the buildings. We have more than 45 buildings, school, athletic centers, and the digital municipal buildings. We made a huge investment of approximately 12 million. And actually, the good thing of it was that we leveraged those money from the private sector. So all the energy savings that we have, 80% of this pays out the investment. We have reduced our consumptions by 56%, being counted by the Athens Polytechnical School. Unfortunately, the government changed the legislation, and you don't have the right any longer since last September to give this energy to the grid when you don't consume it, and to have a virtual metering, virtual net metering. They stopped this for us. Kept it for the big guys, the muscle guys. I don't know if they're producing the renewable energy. Not yet. Maybe. We were into it. So Cosmotes stole our space in the grid, the municipality's space. But this is the story, how the story goes. Because if you give the area on the grid on small businesses, households, communities, and municipalities, you can reduce your footprint expeditiously without having to secure money or to pay money from your pocket. And this is something that it was there, and it just flew out away from our hands, unfortunately. But for us here in the municipality of Várης Βούλας Βουλιαγμένης, we have reduced almost 55% our consumptions. What we do now is we still invest on solar panels, on heat pumps, on geothermy, and on building protection, let's say, shaders, where we will be we will produce and will consume this energy by ourselves. Of course, the excess energy that we'll produce will be given for free to the state or to the grid. We have to make a very advanced parking system. We implemented it in Vouliagmeni, which is very crowded in summer, and now we've implemented it for this year in Voula. It is a system that uses technology. It's with plate readers with cameras, where the audit of the system has been controlled from this car, where it has 8 cameras, and can, of course, it is so advanced that we cannot cope with it. We're getting, let's say, 1,000, let's say, faults per hour, and our municipal police, because only the municipal police can check the ticket, can follow with 50. So, it is something that we have to work on. We are trying to, and we're begging the government to make paperless and not touch traffic violation tickets. But we are very modern, but at the same time very romantic, or Jurassic. You choose. Then we have an early warning for observatory for tides in the Vouliagmeni Marina. We have put this measurement, and this is a tide guide. Uses a 23.5 gigahertz radio technology, and give us recording every 5 minutes of what is happening. And this will be part also of a greater network that they're building centrally for the tide monitoring. We have the first application that we made, which was in 2017, when we were the first municipality. It's the next slide. The next slide. We changed all which is very easy actually to do, the street lighting. And this gave us almost 58% energy saving, which has vanished because of the skyrocketing of the prices of electricity, especially on the Southeast Europe region. And because nobody understood what this means, or what 2,500 tons of reduction in CO2 emission means, the most, let's say, clever way that was very convincing was the 592,877 trees would need to be planted in order to equalize what would be the energy consumption with the old system. Okay, we have a lot of way to do. We have mobile municipal police application for parking control in order to everybody to have the same ways of enforcing the penalties or monitoring how the city traffic goes. The second one is a smart protection system to the accessibility of people with mobility. It is a project that we're creating, and we will have it in the next within the year. This is a GPS for people with disabilities. You are in the square of Athens, of Vula, and you want to go to swim, and you are by yourself on your wheelchair, or you're blind. You are putting this request on this project, on this application, and this application gives you all the already constructed routings that are protected, have ramps, have blind signs, they're clear of any obstacles, and they can lead you within the city from the square to the closest beach. That's an example. So this is a pilot, let's say, model that can change along with building the infrastructure. Because if you don't have infrastructure for them to walk within the city, then no application will help. So you first you build the infrastructure, and then you're giving this information to the media. We have a view to archiving sustainable mobility for all, and we are in the process of developing the smart pedestrian crossings. This goes for everybody, okay? Friendly also for disabled people, which include special warning signs for pedestrian safety, something that exists almost everywhere in Europe, but does not exist in Greece. Also, it's something a little bit spooky, which has to do with the cemeteries, but this is where we all meet one way or another, sometime after the century. So we're trying to modernize even this by mapping, by making the relatives making the whole process very easy for the relatives or the siblings to take care of their obligations towards the cemetery. The air quality meters, as I told you, we're placing 3 meteorological stations. One will be over this building, and approximately 85 air atmospheric pollution analyzers. We don't have a lot of problems with air pollution here. We're next to the sea, but it is important to see. And this also goes with, we have put already 3 systems at schools to which measures the Cosmote and other antennas radiation level. just for psychological reasons, so everybody could see that you're good guys and not as bad as the media presents you. Then we have the strengthening the local democracy by, as I told you, we have already built a system, will be public in the next month, with e-voting or people that they can address by collecting digital signatures, issues that will be discussed in the municipal council. And then we have the data collection management. It's a central platform which will receive information from various sources to identify, analyze, and standardize. For example, we will collect with this system from the open data. We will collect not the context of it, but all transactions being made in the square. That will give us how congested the area is. The same thing will be given to us by open data that we are collecting or building now the system that we will collect it in order to know on sports centers, on schools, on roads, with by identifying the ping of the mobile phone, what is the possible state of emergency that someone can request, and how many people are there that needs attention for us in order to provide services like municipal police, like fire trucks, or anything else. It is a system that gives us early warning. And finally, we have a virtual control center as part of the digital control center. We are on the process of changing totally the ground floor of the city hall within this year, and we have a dedicated area where over there we will have physically as we have it now, but also we will have it on a virtual basis, meaning that we will be able to carry it within a vehicle and perform remotely all the operations and collect all the information and data, along with a track that we are on a process of acquiring that gives us satellite communication, either by Helasat or by Starlink, in order to guarantee that we will not have any communication interruption in case internet or traditional solar phones will not be able to function, like in the case of an earthquake, where the demand of communication makes the system deplete. So the overall solution architecture, it is more or less something that we mentioned. I will not say it again. The three ones that it's over there, it's the smart lighting, the waste management, the civil protection, and we have all those 5, 6 more activities that they're on the way. And we believe that by finishing this whole, let's say, structure, because allow me to say, this structure has not been made by experts, because experts in IT, they do have a certain footpath of how an MIS can be built, and this is great. Most of them, they don't have a clue what our real needs are. So what we do a local experiment that it works, it pays off. That says that we will identify our needs. We will say to the experts what our priorities and needs are, and according to those, the experts on the MIS and the IT will have to design the structure of the MIS that needs to be to be built here, and not only to be built here, but also to be operational and to be able to alter it on when and while the operation something goes wrong. If we make it from cement, this will not be rechangeable. This means that we have to get rid of all of it when it underperforms or it overperforms. Because sometimes systems that we build, they are not good for us because they are overperforming. It's like buying to manage 700 employees that we have here. The system that the UK has in order to manage 32 million people workforce. Okay, this is over expenditure, and this is a system that you will utilize on 3 to 5%, but not you will be overpaid, and the system will overperform. So my second name, and I'm concluding here, from my people that when they want to tell me, okay, you talk a lot, please shut up now, is they're calling me Fidel Castro. Because Fidel Castro had made a speech without document of 8.5 hours. It has been reported to the Guinness Book of Records. So somewhere here, I will stop my presentation. I hope I was, let's say, I incorporated all the things that I had in mind. This is the view of the municipalities, I believe, and I'm talking not only from my municipality, our municipality, but also from the people that they are having the very difficult task to organize Greek municipalities. I'm saying again, Greek municipalities in this environment. I'm here if you have any questions, but definitely what I want, and I'm very glad to let's say to present to you. We have some of the, if you see behind here, we have a garbage collection truck in order to show you later the systems, the weighting systems that we have and how we're doing it. It's going to be a tour that one of my colleagues has organized. But I believe before that, my good friend, Dr. Nancy Alonissiotti, which is an associate professor, a vice chair of the Department of Informatics and Telecommunications of the National and Kapodistan University. You know, our universities have very long names. And our municipalities also. Greek name. Of Athens, to present this new exciting project that we have implemented, which I talk to you as an add-on of what we do. Before we continue, thank you very much for your attention, and I'm here with you if you have, definitely you would, but any questions on all the mess I created on your brains.
Thank you so much for the speech, and we are very, very amazed, and I can tell you for everybody, and we are blown away with the project. So, and we will make sure that Maria, now she's the leader of Smart Cities for the region, to take these good practices and invite you to some conferences to explain to the others, because I do believe that others try to be smarter. Because you are one of the smartest people. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm used from, my lecturing process, so I speak aloud, so I think we will not have a problem. But we have the recording, so thank you so much. I'm very honored first of all, to be invited here, and of course, I'm very honored to collaborate with the engineer mayor. He's not a mayor, he's an engineer mayor, Grigoris Konstantinou. I think this and all
all the activities here, and this is what makes the effort of the people here very important. I have to say that I have collaborated with many municipalities for national or international projects. I'm definitely convinced that Βάρη Βούλας Βουλιαγμένη is the most tech-ready municipality we have now in Greece. I will tell you a few words from my activities. Of course, many of the people in Greece, in Cosmote, know me because we have collaborations in European projects, but my research group is very active, not only in European projects. We have more than 50 projects, European projects, national projects, industry projects. So we have bilateral collaborations with industry partners, and we have a lot of activities with collaboration in municipalities. And actually we are trying to expand our collaborations not only in Greece but also abroad. I want to start here in my next slide to tell you that we had the opportunity with Βάρη Βούλας Βουλιαγμένη to start early enough from 2023 to discuss about the possibility to introduce AI in civil protection. And actually, we started a closer collaboration in 2024 that resulted in a funding. I will tell you details later. In order to apply AI, especially vision models, AI vision models, to enable the early detection of smoke fire, the early detection of floods, and the early understanding and awareness in complex situations. So we are trying to combine data from visual sensors and other sensors in order to be able to understand complex situations. And complex situations may have major impact in how to manage crisis, in how to manage people in a municipality. And this municipality is a municipality that has very interesting characteristics, because apart from the fact that reaches from the coastal side up to the hills, it has also characteristics that relates to how people occupy the municipality. So they have the inhabitants, but they also have a high incoming population during the touristic season. So I think a very interesting approach was to start understanding how we can apply AI in civil protection. First of all, we started with the smoke fire and detection, and we introduced a specific AI vision model for AI smoke fire detection, and then we extended the model in order to understand not only if the fire starts, so we don't only detect the fire early, but we also geolocate the fire only through the drone camera or any camera that we capture the video feed. This is important because, you know, if you want to geolocate something from a drone, you need to use the laser emission. So in case of fire and smoke, this doesn't work. So you can geolocate items that actually can backslash the beam, but you cannot geolocate fire and smoke because the emission passes through fire and smoke. So this was something important, and we have combined the AI vision model with a new model that actually analyzes the image and the sensors of the drone or the camera, the location of the camera, and is able to geolocate where the area that we are looking at is with its latitude, longitude characteristics. So if we go to the next slide, the other part is that we use our knowledge, so we use our AI models not only to detect fire smoke, but also to detect what is around the area that the fire has initiated. So we are able to understand if we have buildings, if we have trees, and we have created, we have combined these AI models with a digital twin approach. So we have a 3D interactive digital representation of the physical entities in the municipality. You will see a video stream later. And through this 3D model, we combine it with the AI that enables us to understand what will happen in case a fire starts in specific area and under specific conditions. So, first of all, we have created the AI models for the municipality. It was the first municipality that applied AI vision models for fire detection, and it is the first municipality that has its own digital twin in order to be able to simulate what will happen in any area around the municipality if a fire starts there and what will happen under the specific conditions. We can use this tool, the 3D model, as a simulation tool, so we can play with it, we can specify scenarios, but on the other hand, this tool is able to be linked to the actual and real-time measurements from video feeds and from sensors, which means that in case we have an incident right now, we are able to predict through the digital twin how the incident will evolve and in the time period that we will have impact in potentially urban areas. So if we go to the next one, so I'm just giving you some overview of some of the projects that we have run together. One of them is the Dryads. I want to mention that because Dryads is the first funded project from google.org through the ICLEI Action Fund. It's the first civil protection project that was ever undertaken in Greece. And this is important. It was discussed to be conducted for the municipality of Βάρης Βούλας Βουλιαγμένης. So everything we do in Dryads is actually performed here. Last summer, through the Dryads project, we have run a 6-month period trial with our AI models here at the control station that the mayor presented you. And the other project is a research excellence project. It's a national project funded by the national government that is applied in the area of Imitos, which is located in the borders of Βάρης Βούλας Βουλιαγμένης, and it's an extension, at least to us in the university, to the Dryads. So what we are doing again here is that we are extending the AI models in order to provide preparedness. What does it mean? It means that we are flying drones and cameras to understand where we have areas that we have a concentration of waste, for example, and this concentration of waste during the heated periods is a high risk area. So we need to understand where these concentrations are, and we need to inform the municipality in order to take action. The other part is that when we use our 3D models for the digital twin that we apply, we are able to understand where we can identify safe spaces so that when we evacuate the people, we can direct them to these safe spaces. And also we can provide safety routes. And this not only in the simulation layer, but also in real time. So if we have an event, if we want, we can provide safety routes for the people. So if we go to the next slide, I want just to say a bit why this municipality provides a very important candidate for actual pilots and trials. First of all, it's the geomorphology. The geomorphology poses a lot of challenges. We have the coastal part, we have the forest part, we have the urban areas. So it's a very complex and complicated environment that addresses a wide range of characteristics. The other option is that the other part is that existing infrastructure and readiness is here. So the mayor has already explained how this municipality is actually very well established as a tech-ready city, and this is important. We came here with our software and we plugged and played the software with using the control systems of the municipality. We used the drones of the municipality, we used the cameras of the municipality, everything played wonderfully. And last summer and this summer as well, we continue this summer, we will be combined with the drones that will fly in order to protect the area from the fires. And the newcomers. So it's an actual living lab here, and we appreciate it a lot. I think we can hear whatever application you install, you are sure that will get the attention that is required. There is a true socioeconomic impact here, and the strategic contribution is high, because we believe that the outcomes from our results here can actually be replicated in many different areas, not only Greece, but also in Europe. And now I will go to the actual so here you can see the videos from last year. We were able to detect some hundreds of fires starting. So you see here the model in the orange frameworks. You see the AI model that creates the alarms. So we have an automated procedure when the model detects the smoke or the fire to create an alarm in the control center. And depending on the area that we detect the fire, we are able also to provide to the fire brigades the actual geolocation. So if you see here, some of these fires are a bit far away. So and these are also fires during the night. So the model was trained here so that the model does not mix the lights during the night with false alarms as a fire. So it's the most accurate model from what I know in Europe at the moment, because we have reached 95% accuracy without false alarms. So this is very important, especially the night part of the model, the night detection. And this is done only through the camera. We don't actually use any other feature of the camera. We can use RGB, but at the moment we don't. So the model is trained very, very extensively with that. And if we go to the next video, here you will see the digital twin of the Βάρη Βούλα Βουλιαγμένη. We are, if so if you see here, it's like we are driving on a drone and we can supervise the area. So we will go here. This is a simulation mode that we are using now. We can go here at the peri-urban areas where the forest starts. We can change the measurements, so we can, let's say, initiate a fire, when we can actually simulate how the wind blows and what are the fuels, the flammable fuels in the area. We detect, because this is something that is already in the model, we can detect that we have conifers, what kind of trees we have, so what is the humidity, what is the fuel that we have already in the area, and depending on the meteorological conditions, we are able actually to understand how the fire will spread. And this is a simulation, but this can be also achieved and displayed if we have real measurements, which means that if we have real measurements from sensors and real images from drones, can be correlated and can be this can detect how the fire will spread. So the mayor and the public authorities can understand where there will be impact by the fire. So I think this is my last slide. I hope it was enlightening. This digital twin will be available this summer downstairs in the control room, as well as the AI vision models for fire detection. Thank you very much.
Okay. Just to add on what Nancy just said is when you have the plateau of the digital twin, then you can experiment and you can test and even, which is very important, when we are planning now to have some exercises, which is not only field exercises of civil protection, but also the blueprint exercises. So what we're doing the exercises on the digital twin platform, which is very, very essential, especially when you incorporate also something else that for us is very important, comes also from the world of aviation, which is how you train your personnel. Because the fire starts and will be extinguished by people and by the way they will utilize the available means. How you train them, actually? You become Neron and you start up a fire and you tell them run and extinguish it? Definitely no. The exercises that we do on the field are not adequate. Because in exercises, even if they are civil protection, even if they are military, even if they are civil, everybody gets a straight A. Because everybody knows the scenario, everybody knows what he or she should do, so everybody is getting a straight A. We cannot get results and we cannot get training out of preset scenarios. So what we do? Can I go up in the mountain now and torch some smoke, let's say, barrels, so to measure in how much time the response team that we have will be there? No, I can't. Because if I do so, and on the way of the fire trucks to respond to this exercise, we have one car accident, then I go to jail. So, how we do this very difficult task? We do it as they do it in aviation, by simulation. So this area here, twice a year, becomes a virtual lab. We'll have big monitors where we have fires, floods, earthquakes, and we have from our superiors in the civil protection scenarios. And every man that participates in the civil protection unit is asked to make a series of decisions on a real scenario where he can see on a digital twin level, as Nancy said, where the fire is, what are the prevailing winds, what happens when a truck had a malfunction and had to be abandoned, to be burned in the forest, and in what time the personnel should leave, and who will back up. And all this decision-making process that needs to be taught is being taught by virtual classroom and simulation. And those tools exist. This is a technology that we brought from Holland, and we are having it. We have done it so far 3 times. We'll do it again by end of May this year. And believe it or not, it's a fantastic training opportunity.
And the story is not stopping here, because then you can tackle the next challenge, maybe traffic management, because you have the twin, you have the cameras, easy. Or water distribution or whatever for the city. Yeah.
Definitely the problem with the traffic management is I have to deal with the police. And yesterday around 12 o'clock yesterday, we had before the summer season gathering from everybody involved. From the city, from the prefecture, from the urban planning, from the fire protection, for police, for everybody. Everybody was here. Sometimes when, I'm chair on this sort of a local board, but sometimes I feel I talk on the wall. And sometimes more, I feel that I'm trying to change things, but I'm pushing a wall, and the wall never moves, and I'm losing my stamina, and the wall is still there. So it is something definitely that you have met in your, it's a constant, continuous battle with more or less known results.
It's impressive what you've done here, really. So how should we proceed next? Meaning, how you are sitting with the time? Can we take 2, 3, 4 questions and then see what is around, or what is your plan next? Yes.
For me, actually, I will be available to you here till midday when we do have a gathering of the Municipality Association at 2:30 downtown Athens. So till 2 o'clock, I'm available. Just make your plans, and I'll just follow it up.
Perfect. Let's have a couple of questions, 2, 3 questions. Let's see who is brave now.
Tatiana Pechek from Deutsche Telekom. I'm more interested in your application, how it works, and what I would like to discuss a little bit later. It's just please stay. Is how we can maybe incorporate or reuse your model, because exactly what you have said, across the Europe we have different countries where this could be really applicable, like Croatia, my origin country from where I come. We struggle every year with exactly these situations, and my colleagues are here as well who are already working on different AI models, and they have a team there. So I believe the kind of the cooperation, or at least the acknowledgement in more details, would be very useful. And congratulations for this. I was really impressed. And of course, you know that I'm impressed with everything that was done here in the city. So again, congratulations from my side. And thank you for having us. Everything as you promised.
Now that we know what you've done here, it's impressive. We will start also making some awareness around, because this is our job in Deutsche Telekom, to make the most successful cases visible. And next week we have one big event in Bonn, where all the source advisor and analysts are coming there. So like 200 people are gathering, the most cool people that are showing the direction, like Gartner, PAC, IDC, and so on. And I will be presenting there the fire brigade in 112, what you've done here in Greece, because I really believe it's impressive. We are doing the digitalization of 112 not only in Greece, but across in many countries like Croatia, like Hungary, and so on. Many services we're providing there. But I'm really impressive all the time that you are leveling up. So wherever we want to present something, just we're checking what you've done here, and I see one level up, one level more. So you are pushing every time the limits, and this is impressive what can be done, because the technology is one thing, but as you said, it's also the willingness and the people to move and to do this and to push it, fail, learn, do it again, try to understand who can build the ecosystem, try to understand from where you can get the money, because this is a big challenge all the time, to get the money, to get the technology, and to get a partner to implement it. And as we have huge group. We're a group of 200,000 people generating 190 billion. We see what is happening around. We see what is happening in the US, because this event we're presenting together with US in Germany and so on. But I always like to see what is happening in our footprint, and that you are one step ahead. And yeah, this is amazing what is happening. One question I have: what is next on your plate? Because I see you have lots of things you are doing. So I'm curious to see what is your roadmap. That how can we support here or learn of what you'll be doing for the next 3-5 years?
Thank you for the flattering words of everybody. Maybe you are oversaying it and overstating it. We're trying to stretch our arm to its length, actually, in order to, as I said in the beginning, to have things that are practically doable, and they will make sense. I will give you something, I will give you an information that you might not know, but this is a curse of what is happening in our beautiful country. As you can see, the sea and the hills, but you know, we have our internal, let's say, problems and difficulties. Back in 1971, a Greek industrialist called Andreadis, who built it during the 60s, shipyards in the island of Syros. Syros in the center, is in the Cyclades, is the capital of the Cyclades. Created shipyards. Those shipyards are still there, have changed ownership, and now they're reviving because they went down the drain. Andreadis was a pioneer. He built it along with his engineers, electric cars, the first electric cars. Those electric cars have had, since 1971, the technology that Elon Musk is using now at Tesla. This is not a technology that was invented by Elon Musk and his group. It was invented some low-class engineers, shipyard workers at Syros back in 1971. Out of those cars, 12 are still existing. They are retro, small, four-seater cars in the UK, mainly. Why I'm telling you this? Because the technology, this fantastic technology of the electric cars that could make a change of the pollution that happened the last 50 years, didn't go on market, because it was a breakthrough technology that would surpass the imports of European and Japanese cars. So what happened? The dealers of the European and Japanese cars here in Greece, they managed to influence the government not to issue a type certification in order to market this car and put it in production. So I'm giving you this sample in order to understand how big breakthrough technologies can be stuck on shallow waters for no significant reason, for personal interest. And this is what we should avoid here, because our universities, Nancy just said it, are the clusters that have been made from cities. We do have in the Association of Municipalities, we have a technology cluster that runs around universities and small, let's say, groups of teenagers that they are doing fantastic things. If you see what the Robotics Academy of the city of Várης Βούλας Βουλιαγμένης, with kids of 10, 12, 8 years old are doing. I mean, I'm visiting them in their base here in our city. I said, this guy, what they're going to do when they're going to grow up? If they can construct from scratch technological innovations and vehicles and conjunctions and whatever in the age of 8, what this generation will do after 10, 12 years. So you made a very, let's say, wise and very targeted question. What is our plan in the next 3 to 5 years? First of all, to be alive, because this is a dramatically changing world. We don't know. I mean, we don't know what may happen tomorrow with all those geostrategic challenges and crises that follow one the other. But for me, it is very, very important, and actually it's an obligation that we have, and it's not theoretical, is to give the tools and the capabilities to the youngsters that are coming behind us, to make their way to change the world more efficient and less difficult than we do to the generations that are coming behind. And I'm not talking about only the generations that they are in high school now. I'm talking about the generations that they are in production. And they both, at least in Europe, because my philosophy, my political theory is that I'm a federalist. I believe in the common dream, but a serious dream, not a commercial dream. Because what we see lately, the last decades with Europe, it's a very nice ads on the TV. And when we buy the product is not cleaning. It's useless. So if we give the tools to those generations to make the changeover, I think that we're doing good not to them, not to us, but to the globe itself. And we do have a task. Europe should not be just a regulator, because unfortunately Europe is a regulator with a common currency. Europe should be a union of civilized nations respecting institutions that they are unknown words to some continents of this globe. And this is what I think that can happen only by knowledge and by trust to the people that they are coming to hurdle and take their turn. This is my vision. I don't know if it will ever happen, but let's try at least.
Thank you so much. And I still have one question this is from personal perspective. No, the last one is just personal now. I'm a fan of Aurel Vlaicu, because you are a pilot, Aurel Vlaicu. Have you heard about Aurel Vlaicu?
Yes.
He was the first guy, among the first guys that they were building the first planes, and he was flying. It's a Romanian, but he grew up in Germany, and he was doing that. And I'm impressed of how he was developing this stuff. But I have a curiosity now from your perspective, since you're a pilot and a captain, how you are doing that are you still practicing? Are you doing that in your personal life? Like a hobby?
I do have a very good wife, tolerating me. And of course, I think that being absent 24/7 for a series of days may be the secret. No, for me, it's aviation. Actually, it's my life. I started when I was very young. I became a professional when I was 20 years old. I was flying for the historic Olympic Airways, which was Onassis company. And for me, it's like a drug. I cannot get rid of it. I'm continuously flying, except for 1.5 years when the pandemic happens and all airlines had to shut down. I have flown all sorts of aircrafts except fighter jets. From helicopters to airliners to corporate jets to freighters to you just name it. And for me, actually, some of my collaborators are here. when I live every month for 5 days, along with the weekend, 7 days. The weekend ahead or behind. When I fly to the Far East maybe a couple of times, from Europe to Southeast Asia, Europe, Southeast Asia, Europe, meaning 7 days of flying. Theoretically speaking, you should come back and being just dead. So my friend Argyris, so it is their vacation. So when I'm climbing up the stairs here, they said, you know, do they give you to drink something special where you go? Because you have flown twice to the Far East. How you can be so energetic? And my reply is that when you love what you do, I mean, I'm very lucky man, because I do 2 occupations, the aviation and the municipality, which is both are great loves. Of course, one is a lover, the other is the wife, and they're changing roles from time to time. Okay, but this is my life, and I enjoy it as much as this is what I'm saying to my children: make your hobby a job. And this means that you will never work even a single day in your life.
I would like to listen to more pilot stories, but on the dinner.
On the dinner, yes.
Thank you very much once again for your hospitality. It's very important for us to listen straight from the source, and one of the best, actually, all the team here. So let's continue with, should we have a coffee break? What?
Yes, let's have a coffee break. Thank you so much to the mayor, Grigoris Konstantelos. The mayor's Várης Vούλας Vουλιαγμένης took me a lot to learn the last one.
The first to say it properly.
And yeah, let's enjoy. Thank you.